Hey y'all, what's up? So NXT knocked it out of the park again. I think NXT is the show to beat this week. And I'm saying that, and SmackDown hasn't even gotten there. It surely surpassed Raw. The Raw 2-hour transition was not good. I see the first half. Like the second half, like I said, it got better. But it was not good. It was like people coming in and out. And it was kind of like the same today because they had so many stars. But at the same time, with NXT, it wasn't multiple times, if that makes sense. Like, it only happened one time. You know, that's when Tricky and Jade was still in the ring when the girls was about to fight. Like, it wasn't like somebody still in the ring, oh, and then somebody else still in the ring, and then you know what I'm saying? So, it didn't seem like that. Also, with 2 hours with NXT and SmackDown, the women are booked better. And I know we need like women representation and stuff like that on Raw, but that 5-on-5 match, I was so confused. Like I said, it was terrible. And the only reason why I'm not letting up now, like, oh, I do see like, oh, it's gonna get better over time. I don't know what's in my eye in some weeks, but if you guys have been teasing 2 hours for weeks on end, y'all should have had it together. You know what I'm saying? Like this, y'all had, the last time y'all had a 2-hour Raw was 12 years ago. But y'all are pros and stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? So the pivoting and stuff shouldn't have been hard. Like, to me, the transition from 3 hours to 2 hours was the hardest pivot y'all did. And y'all had multiple injuries all the time. Like, that's the crazy part. Y'all had multiple storylines going. Major storylines that people are a part of. And then they get injured, and then you have the pivot, and that's no issue when it comes to that. But when it comes to like condensing from 3 to 2 hours, it's like an issue. And I was like, I had mentioned that because I was like, it's gonna be an issue, especially when you have so much talent. Like, this is why SmackDown needs to be 3 hours, or y'all should have like did like, okay, we're gonna do 2 hours of Raw. And then we're going to do a couple weeks where it's 2.5 hours. So instead of it ending at 11, it's going to end at 10:30. So they can kind of get the feel for it for maybe like a month. Then go down to 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? The transition might have been easier. But NXT was bomb. It started out with Trick Williams coming out. Talk about they need to call him Tricky 2-time, something like that. Because he won his second title win. And he got the new NXT title. I'm like, either that title is big as hell to fit by anybody of any size, or his waist is small, or he ain't got it on tight. But when I first saw his outfit, I was like, first, Trick has one of my favorite songs in all 3 brands. Okay, now I'm sitting here thinking about it because I love anything I can dance to, except for Sammy. Sammy's is the exception because it's a feel good song. I love his song. But like Bianca's, EO's, Dragon Lee's, solos, of course, is my all-time favorite. But I think Trick comes out the solo for me. Like anything I can dance to. Okay. Or had a powerful message. Even if it's not somebody's theme song, if it's like a WWE song that has a powerful message, I'm here for it. Like when WWE was in this Creed bag, okay, I was here for it. Honestly, that's how I got introduced to alternative rock, because I couldn't stand metal. Like the noise and stuff gave me migraines in like real life. But he was talking about Tricky 2-time or whatever. So then out of nowhere on the top, Wes Lee comes out and he's like, oh, you think you the best, this, that, and the third. But after all of I had to get some weight off of me after, you know, doing what I had to do. He's like, I'm coming for your title. I'm like, oh. And I was like, I don't know if they fought before, but I would look forward to that match. So then Trick was like, hold on, light skin. I was like, that is such a black thing to say. He's like, you not about to do me, okay? Like, we already been down this road basically with Carmelo. You not about to come over here and try to befriend me and then turn your back on me just to get the title and just like you did your friends or whatever. So then in the midst of that, Jade comes out. So Jade comes out, they play his music. You see him going through my son. I'm like, Jay's out. He tells his friends, hold on. Now, you know you can't pause for it. Like, he like, hold on, I'll be back. I can hear him. He comes out here and goes, I'm on video chat with his dad. Because his dad wants to know, like, how's he doing and stuff like that. I was just about to call him down here. I had to video chat him. His dad is on the video cracking up laughing at him. And I'm like, this is every time. I'm like, if my son could be in the middle of a shower, no lie, he hears Jay's music, he will leave the water running, feet be dripping, step down the steps, and then come out here and be. And I'm like, boy, if you don't, like, he has a Yeet shirt. Well, it's on the back of on the background of my Twitter. If you follow me on Twitter. Yeah. So, did I put it up on? I don't think I put it up on my TikTok. I don't think so. I know I put it up on my YouTube, like videos and stuff like that of him making signs and him wearing shirts and stuff like that. So, yeah. So he come out, they basically dap each other up, talking about they both, like, he's the NXT champion, he's the IC champion, anybody step to him, they're going to have to come see them, which I knew they was going to be an alliance because all I could think of is when they were both getting interviewed on the bump. And Jay was there in person. And Trick was on the camera, but they were interviewing each other. And R-Truth was there. And that thing was hilarious. That was one of the best bump interviews and the most hilarious bump interviews I've ever seen in my life. Especially with Trick, with R-Truth being on there, like being in the office, talking about he trying to eat his lunch. And then trying to get a job with Jade, talk about some, can I be a part of your team? I can only do part-time. Like, I honestly should go back and rewatch that because I was cracking up. Jay couldn't even stop cracking up. And I was like, what is wrong with him? And Jay had told Trick, like, yeah, I'm pulling for you to win this. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, excuse me. They big up in each other. You know, two boys from the South, two former football players, whatever. They're both doing their thing in their respective brands. Like, that's to be a bomb collab. So, after that, it ended up being... Oh, so then while they was still coming out, who was it? Kelani came out. Was it Kelani's did Kelani come out first? I can't remember if Kelani came out first. No, I think Jordan came out first, if I'm not mistaken. And Jade. And when Jade came out first, I'm sorry, Kelani Jordan is the same person. When Jade came out first and she went like this, I said, I bet you she got on purple. I just legit tweeted. I was like, I bet you she got on that purple gear. And then when they showed Kelani, I said, I knew she had that purple gear on. It's something about I don't know. I think it's because I work in production. It's the lighting. When certain lights hit certain colors, it makes it look like a different color, or you could sometimes still see the color. But I'm like, I knew she was wearing purple. So Kelani had on matching purple. And then my girl Bianca thing came out and they had on the purple. And I was like, that is cute. Okay. And they came out and they was dancing like Jay's outfit and not Jay, sorry, Bianca's song. And then Trick in the background dancing to Bianca's song. And Trick and Jay still in the thing. And I'm like, why y'all still in the ring? But before that, I liked it when they played his song. Whoop that Trick, whoop that. I said, okay, remix. Okay. Like, that was dope. So then Fatal Influence comes out. I keep wanting to say Fatal Attraction, but I think that's the girls on TNA, if I'm not mistaken. And then I think I'm also mixing up the old group, Toxic Attraction, with Mandy and her and stuff like that. So, by the way, speaking of, I've been eating these for 7 years. And I was so sad when I moved from Florida because North Carolina didn't have a public select yet. And at the time, these were 2 for $6. Okay, inflation now. Then they went, no, they were 2 for $4. Then they went from 2 to 4, 2 to 6. Then now they 3 for $10. I'm mad as hell. Same bag though. I'm tearing these up. I'm sitting here watching NxT. I almost ate the whole bag. I got this much left. Right here. But this chocolate covered almonds be hitting. I'm telling you, if you want a snack, but you gotta be careful because the calorie count on there is high. But if you want like a snack, something to hold you over like the airport or something, that's what it goes to. And that's not a sponsored ad. I'm just saying that because I'm a guy that's sitting over here and I was about to pick them up and start back eating them. And I was like, nope. I had enough. Like I'll eat a whole, mess around, ate a whole bag almost. I probably did. I probably would have if this thing was 3 hours, the bag would have been gone. I didn't know I had the air on that. I'm like, why is it cool in here? Sorry. But yeah, so then Fatal Influence comes out. And what's her name? Jasmine Nix comes out with the pink with the ivy on it. And I said, her gear is cute. But at the same time, I said, Jade need that gear. And I say that because Divine Nine, one of the 9 for sororities and fraternities that's in it, is AKA. And like they be like Ivy and all that other stuff for the AKA. That's the sorority Jade is in. That's the gear that she needs. It represents the culture and her sorority. So Kelani started the match. You know, she was doing her thing. Bianca got tagged. Bianca was doing her thing. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at something. I think it's an appointment. And then, so, then the crowd was going, Jade, we want Jade. We want Jade. So I'm like, this is another reason why she should have been on NxT. She should have went to NxT just like Ethan Page and stuff. And, like Lexis King and stuff like that, that came from various places. I said, for one, when she first came, even though she had certain knowledge of wrestling, she didn't have enough to be on the main roster, even though she was a sought out superstar. And I'm not saying that as like a hate situation. I always said, Jade, I love her. Like, she was one of the reasons why I watched AEW, even though it was a nostalgia of some of the old stars. Like, she was on there, was one of the reasons. Dean Ambrose, aka Jon Moxley. And if I tune in now, well, now Shelton's on there. So, but if I tune in now, like prior to him being on there, it was because of Sting and Darby Allin. Like, Darby Allin is crazy as hell. He reminds me of my favorite Mick Foley. Like, he reminds me of that, because you never know what the hell you're going to get each match. You be scared for his life, but you be entertained at the same time. Like, I genuinely be sitting there like, yes, and I'm like, oh, no, I hope he ain't hurt. Like, okay. So, but she was one of the reasons why I watched. So, this is not like hate. Like, she came in basically like a new recruit that's never done it before, basically. Because like she said, even though she's been there for, 5 years, 4 years, or something like that, her matches were less than 5 minutes. And yeah, Brian Daniel trained her. But if your matches are less than 5 minutes, you can't really gain the knowledge that you would as much as you would a 10-15 minute match. And then they only wrestle once a week. which is good. Like if you're a new mom and stuff like that. Like for me, if I was in the game and I could get paid just as much or more, like WWE would be the goal. I'm not gonna hold you, but like if I started out young and my son was like, started out, my son's was younger and he's 10 now, and I wasn't homeschooling nothing like that, I would join that, or like TNA, or I would want to be like a Sam Irvin, where I only have to come like once a week and maybe a PLE, so I could be there for my child. And I say that all the time. So I get it, but like I feel like the reception she gets from NXT is bigger than the reception she gets anywhere else. And I feel like that if she would have went to NXT first, it would have helped her build herself as a solo wrestler. Like now, I think that they have her with Bianca, because Bianca is one of the best in the company. She's basically the face of the company. Every time they have something new or learn something, Bianca's there. So you can't say she's a face of the company. They don't even have Roman there, okay? They half the time they don't even have Cody there. Bianca's always there, okay? So they got her with the face of the company. They got her with someone that is the it girl. Not only is she the face of the company, she does well at promos. She does well at matches. She has mad titles. She's gorgeous. She's athletic, and she's humble. She's not, because don't nobody want to be around somebody or or you have to train or have somebody under your wing, and you arrogant as hell. Like, don't nobody want to be around that. Okay, I don't care how good you are, what you do, or whatever. Like, that gets irritating after a while, or tiring. I don't care if you know everything there is to know about every move. Don't nobody want to be around you if you arrogant as hell. Okay, that goes for everybody. Okay, especially, side note, if you dating. Okay, I don't care, and it's why some people be single. Because you be talking about, oh, I got this, and I got this, and I get this, and you listen on your accolades and all your money, men and women, but then you can't, when you try to set someone up, but you can't tell them about their characteristics, about their personality, about their hobbies, about their morals. Like, you're trash, because they're probably trash. But anyways, yeah, so with that, her being with her, being a being part of the tag team, it helps her in that way. They help each other, because I feel like Jade can't come 50% when your tag team partner is Bianca. But I also feel like with Jade there, Bianca learns more so to compromise and stuff in the ring. And she learns to have more fun, because we know she could hit a promo. We know she could do moves and stuff like that. But it seems like this past year she's had more fun. And I'm not even saying that as a repetitive thing, because everyone has said that I've seen interviews like Drew McIntyre and Bianca and like Rhea and them. They were like, oh, we're like basically in our bag. We having fun. Okay. Especially if you've been in the game for at least 7 years and you done won everything. Like, what else there is there to do? Okay? But I feel like with Bianca, they help each other. But I feel like if she would have went to NXT, even if they would have downgraded her to NXT for a couple weeks, she would have been better it would help her gain notoriety and the skill set of being a solo. Because yes, she's been solo at AEW, but how would you be as a solo in WWE? Like, even the match with like Nia and other people, like, it got cut short. Because when I saw it, I was like, she ain't ready. Even the one with Piper, when she fought Piper, and I was like, Jay's selling and stuff like that. But I was like, even with Piper, I was like, how Piper was about to destroy her, and then Jay hit 2 moves and she won. I was like, that's not even believable. Like, it's no way in hell, okay? But they called for her. She does her thing. Booker then was like, yeah, like she killing it. And then who is it? Who said? And then they tagged Jade again. Not Jade, Bianca. And then after a while, all the three of the girls came out in the ring because the other three girls came in the ring. And Kelani ended up winning with her finishing match. And at one point in time, I don't know when it was, but Vic was like, oh, because she's number one. She said 2 is not a member and 3 nobody remembers. And I was cracking up because I was like, not you reciting Nelly in St. Louis. I was like, y'all don't know. It's a song by Nelly that came out in like the early 2000s called Number One. And that's what he says. And I was like, and Nelly from St. Louis. So I was like, I'm surprised anybody say Hot in Her or something like that. Or try to bust with like a chicken head from Chingy. Or even Jaquan. Well, now it's a remake. Everybody in the club getting tipsy. All them from St. Louis. Yeah, so then after that, it ended up being Roxanne, Perez, and Cora came out. And before that, who was it? Was Ava talking to? No, I think it was a backstage correspondent was talking to Juliana, and she was like, "Oh, I got somebody." So my brain was like, "It's Asuka," because that'd be the pop. It makes sense, but because she's undefeated at NXT, so what better way for her to return than for her to be in a area where she's still undefeated? You know what I'm saying? And when them two came out. They was talking trash, and Cora was like, come on. I'm like, do she got that knee brace on? I was like, is it bedazzled? I was like, that's interesting. Because I was like, I've never seen a bedazzled knee brace thing. So then after she was like, I'm bringing somebody out, and Juliana still pretty, like the black is pretty on her. Oh, I think I said I thought Troy, the person that dresses Seth, dressed Trick. So I was like, that very much looks like an outfit he works. At first I said, what the hell he got on? Because I couldn't see. Like, it was far back. And then when the camera zoomed in, I said, oh, okay. Because I was like, the design, like, and stuff, you couldn't really see that well. And Juliana had Stephanie with her. And I said, oh. So that popped off for a little bit. And what had happened? Was it before that or something like that? I think it was Fatal Influence versus Kelani and the StormiEST duo. And Booker was like, time out. And I was laughing because I was like, not him being like Jimmy Uso was last year talking about some time out. And I was like, Kelani is gorgeous. She's athletic. She fits the mold of the big three. So I was like, if Naomi, Jade, or Bianca can't come in and they need to fill in, Kelani could very much be a part of Big Three. I said, matter of fact, we not even going to have her as a substitute. We going to have her as an addition too. We going to add her to the group and we going to call them the Fantastic Four. Okay? The Fantastic Four. Like, that'd be dope, won't it? Okay? So, then it ended up showing, I think, a promo with Ridge Holland turning on the U. And it showed a commercial of some girl, NXT, and I said, who the hell is that? But that was later on in the show. And I was like, who is that? Or is that just a random person they just shot and was like NXT? Okay? And people was like, and I was like, I like the factory as a place. I was like, it gives to me nostalgia because it gives me like Attitude Era vibes. But at the same time, I was like, it looked bigger and it looks better than the Performance Center. Now, I was like, if that's what the Performance Center was trying to give, that's what it needs to give. Like, it looks like, the factory looks like a place where maybe like a TNA audience would be, because that's probably a little bit bigger than NXT. but it looks more well put together. No shade. So, even before that, what was I watching? I was on YouTube right before NXT had started, and I was cracking up because they showed throwback, like the entrance throwback of DX. And it's Triple H and Shawn Michaels. And sorry. It's them doing the NXT State of the Union address. When I tell you I hollered because I was laughing so hard. First of all, showing the old footage of them back then with like the hair and all this other stuff, and then showing them now and like they're like 50 or 50 plus, shooting as with reading glasses on. First of all, that's comedy in itself. Okay. That's comedy in itself because I'm like, age is an SOB. Okay. Second of all, to go from having that type of attitude, I know it's a persona, to being executives and in the corporate side of things is wild. Like never in a million years would I grow up thinking that one of my favorite factions is running WWE right now. Like I would have never thought that. Never in my life. Like if you would have told me pick somebody from WWE to run then to run WWE now, who would I pick? To be honest with you, I don't even know. Now I'm thinking about it because the personas we grew up with were wild as hell. We had like Boogeyman, then you had the Triple H's, the DX group, then you had Kurt and Jericho and Guerrero and Ray and Rock and Mick Foley and the Brothers of Destruction. And then you had RVD and I don't even know. The Hardys, Christian and Edge, the Dudleys, Hurricane Helms, Taz. Like it's like back then to see all of them now like commentating or having like wrestling schools or being like execs or stuff like that is crazy. NWO, then you had the women. Now because of her persona, even though she's a heel, I could see Ivory doing it. And that's only because every time she came out in the ring, she had that white collar with no sleeves and a black top. And that's the only reason why I thought of that. You had Sable, trying to rest in peace. You had Jazz and Jacqueline. Then you had Lita, Trish, all the women, Molly Holly, Kelly, Tori Wilson, Dagon, later on Karma. Like, I could, if anything, I'd have said women. Some of the women, maybe. Some of the men that's running it is crazy. But them doing AAVE, Gen Z and Gen Alpha slang, and trying to say it had me cracking up. And then what's the name? I think was like, asked them a question about what was one of the slang, and I think he said, "I can't even see that." I was like, "Why y'all had to read that?" Cause I knew everything they said. That skibbity whatever be getting me every time. Cause I be like, who the hell in General Alpha decided to come up with that? That don't make no sense. What the hell? I had like watched it and I had to ask my son, like, what the hell that mean? Like I get when they be talking about like alpha, beta, or something like that. Like when they be talking about males and stuff like that. Like what is this skibbity riz and all that other? Like I know what riz is, but like when they be saying skibbity something, I like the hell. Use words. Like what does that mean? Okay. Like I knew what all the other stuff meant, you know. So that had me cracking up. And then like after that they had the match I was waiting for. It was Tony Deangelo and Uma Femi. They come out, Angelo comes out, Uma comes out. The match was real good. And it was kind of like more so like Uma was gonna retain. But in my mind, I was like, I don't know. But honestly, I didn't really care because, like I said, I like Femi, but I love like Tony Deangelo and his persona. And it was kind of like, and they was like, well, maybe he's broken and stuff like that. So then when Uma got out the ring and hit Rizzo, I said, okay. It was like Rizzo helped him believe in stuff in it. And that's when Tony turned up. So then Uma tried to put Tony on the announcement table. And Tony reversed it and put Uma on the announcement table. And I was like, so then he got him in the ring and almost had it. And I said, ooh. Then after that, he rolled him up and had it. And Uma was like in disbelief. And let me tell y'all something. I screamed again. I said, ah! And I said, I had to contain myself because I said, last time my son came running downstairs, I said, I need to stop. I said, it's the shock factor. But it was like, I love that. Because I was like I said, I tweeted, I said, I like Uma Femi. I'm here for my people. But I love Tony Deangelo. Like, I don't know why. And like I said, I think I have a personal connection to like him and Gigi and Stacks and Trick and Wes and all them because I watch the reaction channel on YouTube heavy. And at one point, like I said, my son and I was watching all like old stuff and stuff that happened in the past couple years. Reaction had like WWE reacts to certain stuff. So we watched certain stuff like Try Not to Laugh with WWE, Superstars like, and it had like the Usos and Drew and Charlotte and the New Day and who else was in it? Some of the people I don't even Apollo, because he let him and Drew I think laughed at about everything. And I think like KO and stuff like that. So we watched a couple of those. I think AJ Styles was in it. Sasha Banks, that's who it was. Sorry. And then they had someone NXT, and all of them were in it. So like I knew of them through NXT before I even really started watching NXT heavy. So like to me, that's like a special place in my heart. Like them people have special places in my for that. And then so I was so like happy. I was like, oh my God. And then I was like, is it me or does NXT show their entire show in 4K? You know what I mean? Because they be like, oh, we got 4K cameras for all 3 brands. That might be true, but somebody changing the lens or the quality or something when y'all be up there in the computers. Cause I'm like, with like Raw yesterday, we might have saw 1 match, maybe 2, that was in 4K. The rest was regular. Okay? NXT the whole night was 4K. Okay? That thing was so clear. It looked like if I had a huge projector, it looked like I probably could have been sitting on the other side. Like I was there. Okay? Raw and SmackDown don't always look like that. I don't know why. I don't know what the hell be going on. Okay? And then after that, they showed the bit with Kelani and the girls. And they was talking. And then Lash and Jakara come up. And she was talking about NXT. I meant the titles. So Jay was like, I heard y'all was like popping y'all mouth on social media. She was like, it's whatever. Like, we could do this. And she was like, we ain't never back down from a challenge, right, B? And Bianca was like, yeah. She was like, but instead of y'all, we coming to y'all. Y'all come to us and meet us on SmackDown. And Lash and them was like, oh, bet. And I said, oh. Because I'm like, this is the match I've been waiting for since they became tag team champions. Okay? I said it needs to be either the main event, if nothing's going on with the bloodline or Cody. Okay? Or it needs to be the opening match to set the tone for the night. I don't need it to be no match in between. Well, we only have 4 matches on SmackDown. It don't need to be 2 or 3. It needs to be 1 or 4. 1 or 4. Opening match and the closing match. Because for one, the opening match sets the tone. Is closing match is the main event. Is the main event. But I feel like also, and it's probably true, that those two matches get the most time. And I was like, because I wanted to see that anyway, because Lash and Jade are about the same height, and they both ball players and stuff like that. But then I was like, now let's Lash got heels on. I'm like, she much taller than Daggone Jade. And I was like, I didn't think Jakara was that tall, much taller too. But I was like, I can't wait. And then they had Ava, I think Lola Rice talking to Ava about last week, and then Nikita Lyons came out and interrupted them, and now it's ended up being a whole situation. So them two are gonna fight next week. But the only thing I didn't like about that is, I don't know, it must have been a camera angle, because first it was all up close on them, and I was like, y'all should have backed that up a little bit, because I'm like, it made Nikita and Lola look like bigger than what they are. And I know the camera adds 10 pounds, but I'm like, it was close. And or whatever. So after that, what is going on with my eye? Like, I hate fall so much. And it's always like extra, I don't know. But my allergies be worse in the fall than they do any other season. It's because all the stuff that was alive on trees and stuff is falling and dying and on the ground, and it messes me up. So then, what happened after that? Oh, so, Randy had asked advice about Jevon, and then A-Town Down Under versus Nathan Frazier and Axiom. And to be honest with you, even though I saw Randy backstage talking to them, I forgot he was wrestling. Because I was like, okay, after this match, you're going to get a performance by Sexyy Red. That's going to be it. Forgot. So, A-Town Down Under come out first. I'm cracking up, like I always do, because Grayson talking behind Theory, pep talking himself, cracks me up every time. I don't know why, but it's like, we get the angle, and we get Theory, like, saying whatever he says, and Grayson comes out of nowhere in between, like, his arm, and he's like, yeah, because, and I crack up every time. And then they come out. And I was like, it would be a nice upset if A-Town Down Under wins. Even though they had the SmackDown titles first on WrestleMania, I was like, it'd be dope for them to be on NXT and have the titles maybe for a couple weeks. But then I was like, based off of what people are saying in Theory's ear, they're not going to be together long. Now, I'm not going to say it's going to be like a fatal breakup and it's going to be volatile, but I was like, who knows? Because even Vic had asked, Booker, like, how do you feel about that? It should be called the Grayson Walk and Theory effect or whatever. So for a while, like, Theory and Grayson was on their thing. They had the tag team champions. They were in control at first, and Grayson had held Theory from falling off the turnbuckle. And I was like, at first I was like, is that allowed? Or did the ref not see that? Like, and then, what move was that? It ended up being, and then Grayson was about to be tagged, and Theory had saved him. I'm like, he has saved you many a times. Yeah, I was like, if it wasn't for Theory, they'd have lost. And then Frazier had did the flip. Was it the 450 with the twist? But I was like, that thing was clean. And I said, it's only a couple people that can do it clean like that. And surprisingly, I think all of them are men except for one. Maybe two women. I think of that flip. I think of him. I think of Ricochet. I think of Andrade, surprisingly. I think of Bianca. And then I think, Has Tiffany hit that? If not, it was EO. I have hair in my eye and it's irritating. But yeah, they ended up retaining their tag titles. So then after that, Sexyy Red ended up performing. She couldn't do too much because, we're on regular TV and the kids watch the show. So she couldn't do the twerking. She had to do the edited version. So she performed just her, you know what I'm saying, in the middle of the stage. The crowd was feeling it because they show some of them doing the lyrics and bobbing and stuff like that. And then in the middle of her performance, Ethan Page comes out. And he's like, basically, the performance is lackluster and nobody wants to see you perform. And he finds it funny how Trick is basically bragging over his title and how Wes thinks he's next in line. So I'm like, you're doing a lot of complaining. And Sexyy was like, ooh, like here's the negative boy basically. And I'm like, first of all, your title, I'm like, okay. And second of all, how do you think you next in line? And he was like, basically he has a rematch clause. I need to get my nasal spray because my eyes are like super itchy. Sorry. And I took Zyrtec. And that's the bad thing. And then yeah, I was surprised that he came out during that time because I thought he was gonna come and interrupt Trick doing his thing, but Wes had interrupted Trick. So based off of what Sexyy Red had said yesterday, it makes sense for him to interrupt her in her thing. So after that, so in between that, Jevon came out and dapped her up, and then both of them was dancing to her as she kept performing. And then Randy came out, and that match was pretty much basically one-sided with Randy to having control of it 90% of the time. Jevon ended up having a few hits. I think I was reading to my son. So if Jevon got slammed on the announcement table twice, only saw it the second time. But what's crazy to me is first Vic was like, dang, he big or something like that. He's very muscular. And Booker T was like, that's because he goes to the gym. And Vic was like, the only gym I know is my brother. And I was cracking up. But at the same time, he was like, he said Jevon and his late grandmother, basically rest in peace, he got into wrestling because them two was watching, what he said they was watching? Extreme Rules. And he said the first match was Kane versus Randy Orton in 2012. And he was like, so like Randy wrestling him is like a dream for him. And I was sitting there like, dang, I had to reevaluate my life. Like, how old am I? Because I was like, 2012? How old was he 12 years ago? Like 7? Like, god dang. I was like, 12 years ago, I was... I was pre-child, but I was still... that was the year I was in my best life. But I was quarter of a century. So I was like, dang, like that's crazy. And I'm like, what, he 19, 20 or something like that? But I'm like, he handled wrestling Randy real well. And I was like, I know some people are naturally small because everybody's like, oh, if he gets some weight on him, he's going to be a beast. And I was like, yeah, he could eat and be in the gym and get some weight on him. I was like, or he could eat and be in the gym and just be small. Some people are just small. Like, it don't matter how much they lift. It don't matter what they eat. They just be small. They might be muscular if they do all that more muscular, but some people are just small like that. So Randy ended up winning. He asked Jevon, was he all right? And basically was like, you did a good job or whatever. And then they showed his wife and kids, which he has a beautiful wife. beautiful family. And then Ava basically was in there with Wes, and Ethan came in there and was like, basically, Jevon had interrupted his speech, even though he interrupted Sexy's performance. And he was like, basically, he wants a rematch. So it was like, I got a good idea. She was like, how about this? Next week, it's going to be you and Wes for #1 contenders match. And he's just like, oh, like really? He said, and based off of how Jevon performed tonight, he was like, I'm going to make it a triple threat. And I said, ooh. And then she was like, and that was it. And it went off. And I said, like that, out of all the matches next week, that's the one I'm looking forward to. I don't even know what other matches there are next week. Outside of like Lola and my brain just Nikita, and then that match, the triple threat. And the Tony Deangelo celebration. But I don't know what else is going on next week. So we'll see. Oh, no. Stephanie and homegirl, what is her name? They got a match next week, which I'm confused about, because I'm like, Stephanie came out there with Juliana and with Cora and Roxanne. So I was trying to figure out how she got a match with another person. But that's neither here or there. The show was better than I'm explaining it, to be honest with you. I'm just tired as hell. So that's all I could give tonight. But it's a quick review. I haven't did a lot of ranting tonight. What time is it? It's 10:58. Okay. Life has been a little better because I prioritize my time, but it's been kicking my behind, especially after I take my son to school. I work out every other day after I take my son to school, and then I stretch, eat breakfast after I work out, and then take a shower and go to work. And most of the time I'm standing on my feet for at least 6 hours. And I have to take my son to soccer practice twice a week. We're about to start basketball. And then come home, do the whole mom thing. Like, I be exhausted. So, not getting much out of me today. Okay? Friday, probably. Especially, I'm going to be off. And I'll try to take a nap before SmackDown. But, sorry, not getting too much out of me tonight. I'm sorry, y'all. If y'all expected more, this is all I can give you. Okay, like Backstreet Boys say, that's all I can give. I hope you guys enjoy your night. If your day sucked today, I'm so sorry. On bright side is tomorrow, you have another shot at it to have a better day. You know what I'm saying? Even if your day sucks, I'm learning. Don't let something bad, one bad incident ruin your whole day. Something should never have that much power over you. But if your mind or your headspace is not where it needs to be or where you want it to be, find one good thing that could give you hope or optimism, like that you're alive to see another day, that you could just watch, maybe walking by like a family, and that makes your heart smile, or like kids and pets make people like smile, or how beautiful the weather is, you know what I'm saying, or someone at work just making you laugh, you know, or smile, or giving you a compliment, or you giving someone else a compliment, because sometimes you giving something to someone else changes your mood. And it doesn't always have to be money or things. It could just be hi, you look nice today. And then just seeing them smile like makes you have a better day. Even if your day is the worst and you'll be like, I didn't do anything today. I just showered, made sure I ate, and I just stayed in the bed. You got food in the house, you're clean. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes life is just like that. But I pray it gets better for you. And just remember that life is in seasons and cycles. It won't always be like that. So I hope you guys have a great day. Like I said, I hope you're able to get rest. Even if you feel like go. And I have to tell my sister this. I tell a lot of people this actually. That it's okay to not do nothing. It's okay if your kids are bored. And I had to learn that as my son. Like, I'm like, oh, my son is the only child. He might be bored. But we used to be bored sometimes. We were little too. We used to have to make stuff up. It's okay. Like, sometimes just to do nothing. Even God, I tell my sister, even God rested on the 7th day. Okay? He was like, ooh, I did all this. I'm good. Like, take time to rest. Because if you do not, and I have to tell her this often, because it used to happen to me all the time, your body will let you know, okay? If you're physically tired, and that's why I'm getting used to listening to myself. If you're physically tired, if you're mentally exhausted or something like that, and you can't go no further, your body will let you know. And eventually you could be healthy as a horse, as they say, and it will shut down on you and get sick just so you won't have nowhere to go. So listen to them cues, okay? I'm telling you from experience. All right? Have a good night. I will see you guys on Friday. Love you all. Bye.